So hey guys, in this lesson we'll discuss the properties of oxygen that we can detect without carrying out any chemical reaction. The first physical property of oxygen gas is that it is colorless, odorless and tasteless. We can confirm this because we inhale oxygen on a constant basis, and I am sure that none of us can claim to know the color, odor or taste of this gas. Another property of oxygen gas that we can note without carrying out any chemical reaction is that oxygen is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. We know this because if it were a good conductor of heat and electricity, then life as we know it will cease to exist. I say this because it means that the earth will be as hot as a volcano. It also means that electric current will be able to pass through air, and if air is able to conduct electric currents, then that means that we would all receive a bolt of electricity whenever we breathe in. So, we should be thankful that oxygen is indeed a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Also, oxygen is slightly soluble in water. It is also slightly soluble in ethanol and some other organic solvents. We can confirm that oxygen is soluble in water by placing a piece of iron, like an iron nail, in a beaker containing water. If we examine this nail after a week, we would notice that it now contains brown deposits of hydrated iron 3 oxide, otherwise known as rust. Since we know that iron will only rust in the presence of oxygen and water, then we can conclude that some oxygen from the atmosphere was able to dissolve in the beaker of water, which in turn led to the rusting of the nail. The fact that oxygen dissolves in water is of more importance to aquatic animals. They are able to trap dissolved oxygen in water with their gills. If oxygen were not soluble, then all aquatic life would cease to exist. Another property of oxygen is that it is denser than air. A molecule of oxygen gas, which is diatomic and represented as O2, has a relative molecular mass of 32. Air on its part has a relative mass of about 29, so oxygen is about 1.1 times denser than air. Lastly, oxygen is a neutral gas. It is neutral to both moist blue and red litmus paper, indicating that the gas has neither acidic nor basic tendencies. We have come to the end of this lesson. To ensure that you completely understood this lesson, let's go over the physical properties which we have learned. Oxygen gas is colorless, odorless, and tasteless. It is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Oxygen is slightly soluble in water. It is denser than air, and oxygen is a neutral gas. I'll see you soon.